So in the newest update of Project Zomboid, guns have become much more important, because Build 42 has nerfed melee combat pretty severely. Before, where you would just get exerted from fighting zombies, now you also have to deal with muscle strain on top of that. Muscle strain is definitely one of the most controversial changes in this update, and the devs have actually already reduced it by 60%, but even with this change, I find my character doing very little damage after going through a small group of zombies. But another problem is that there are rarely small groups of zombies anymore. The zombie spawns have been changed, making higher loot locations much more dense of zombies. So before, where there would be a few small hordes of zombies spread across the town, now the town just is a horde of zombies. And although I don't think they have increased the amount of zombies on the map, it will seem like they have. So we have reduced melee effectiveness and a higher density of zombies. These two things make clearing high loot locations almost impossible by melee alone. Now you will have to either be much stealthier, lure the zombies away, or you can start using guns more often, because while melee has been nerfed, guns have been buffed. Changes to how aim works has improved the effectiveness of guns. Whereas before I couldn't hit a brick wall 3 feet in front of me unless I had aiming level 3 or higher, I can actually hit shots with a pistol with 0 levels of aiming now. I mean, I'm still missing most of my shots, but this is an improvement. And the best part is now you can actually use the other guns besides the shotgun. Before this update, the shotgun really just was the best gun by far. But now all the guns are on a more even playing field. And shotguns have kind of received a nerf, but I wouldn't really call it a nerf because, let's be honest, the old way shotguns worked wasn't really realistic. You could be aiming at a zombie in front of you and you would somehow kill 3 other zombies in the complete opposite direction. It was a little broken. But let's say, for example, you want to clear a location from zombies. You have a few options. You can melee your way through them, lure them away, burn them, or shoot them. As we talked about earlier, clearing a large area of zombies with melee just isn't really realistic anymore. You get too many debuffs too fast, so it could take you days just because you have to constantly take breaks and recover from your debuffs. Next, we can lure them away. For smaller to medium-sized groups, this is doable, but with most locations now having a much larger amount of zombies at them, luring all those zombies away is just a much more difficult task, especially if they're spread over a large area. Next, we can burn them. And don't get me wrong, I love burning shit as much as the next guy. Molotovs are one of my favorite weapons, but the risk of burning all the loot you're trying to get just isn't worth it. So that really just leaves us with guns. Yeah, they are loud as hell and you will probably attract more zombies than you want, but this could actually work in your favor because as you're killing zombies, you can use the noise from the gun as a way to lure the zombies away from the location that you want to loot as you fight. So in my opinion, guns really are the best way to clear larger locations. And even when I'm not trying to clear locations, I find myself getting so tired so quickly during fights that I just end up pulling out my gun and blasting through the remaining zombies because my swings do about the same amount of damage to the zombies as a cheese stick does damage to a battleship. But yeah, the way I see it, melee combat is just much less viable and guns are much more important, and are a much better choice when it comes to clearing locations. And if you want to learn more about changes to combat in Build 42, I recommend you go watch Retnaru's video because he is much smarter than me and can give you a much more detailed look at the changes this update has brought. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know in the comments how you feel about these melee and gun changes, and I will see you all in the next one.